Hey YouTube, I've been sat here on this Saturday night watching Stuart Lee's Comedy Vehicle and doing weird things. That sounded wrong. So I've been working on the Slaanesh army for Age of Sigmar. As you've seen before, Keeper of Secrets there. Demonettes. I can't remember if I showed you my demonettes, but yeah, I've got yellow demonettes there, and Seekers. We'll show you the Seekers as well. Nice yellow and green Seekers, all speed painted using Games Workshop washes, which works pretty well. I just did some freehand on the banner. There's a demonette face on the banner for the Seekers. So since then, I've just been sort of messing around. I wanted to throw in some Mortal Slaanesh units, which for Age of Sigmar is a struggle. I'm not quite sure how they're going to work together, because when it comes to Slaanesh army, I'm just working off the, where is it? You know, the big Chaos book. I can't find it right now. I think it's upstairs. Among Slaanesh units, you have Slaanesh, well, like all Chaos sort of god-based armies, you have your mortal and you have your demon. And part of the struggle with Chaos in terms of finding synergies is finding a commander which can do both. The issue is the Keeper of Secrets, with his command ability Excessive Violence, I think it is, lets units pile in and attack twice. Now, he can only do that with Slaanesh demon units. Your other possible general would be the Slaanesh Lord. Could either be on a steed of Slaanesh or not. He has pretty much the same command ability. One of them does, another one has different. But either way, both of the Chaos Slaanesh Lords that are mortal only affect mortal Slaanesh units. Now, what you can do, if you really wanted to, is go out and get Archaon, who would allow both to use their command abilities, because his command ability is that all models of command abilities can use them, which would be pretty great, but I wanted to try and keep it exclusively Slaanesh. But either way, that's my issue. I'll work out what to do with it. I might, just at the end of the day, make Chaos Warrior units, but play them rules-wise as demonettes. At the moment, I'm kind of thinking of going that way. So I'll just show you what I've been up to. Since the demonettes, I was working on some Chaos Warrior conversions, because I really like the idea of Chaos Warriors, but the Chaos Warriors that Games Workshop sell aren't particularly Slaanesh, if you know what I mean. They're kind of big, bulky dudes, which I think work great for Khorne and great for Nurgle, but as far as Tzeentch and Slaanesh go, they don't really seem to fit. So this is what I came up with as one option. That's a Chaos Marauder head on a Beastman body, Beastman Gore body, with a Chaos Warrior shield. I think that's a Beastman arm. That's a part of the Juggernaut's head for his axe blade. So that's one of the units I've come up with. I made a whole unit of those guys. One of my favourite guys in the unit is this guy with his demonette claws for an arm. This guy, I guess, with his two arms of demonette claws. I think, actually, no, this guy's my absolute favourite, with the Chaos Space Marine head, which I think works really, really well. And then a weird conversion involving a Beastman head and a demonette claw. Give them like some weird beak. But anyway, those are my Chaos Warriors that I'm working on at the minute. I've still got the banner to paint, so I won't bother showing you that, because at the moment it's just yellow. So I went from there and I was like, I want to do more Chaos Warrior units, but I want them to be weird and conversions. So one of the things I thought of, because I was trying to find more slender, interesting looking models to use, because they would just kind of fit the Slaanesh look. And one of the things I decided to do was use Crew with Chaos Warrior weapons and heads. So that is a Crew Chaos Warrior. There, so I've done up a unit of 10 of them, and I'll show you the rest of them when I've painted them up in a future video. And the other side of things, I just wanted to get weird. I was looking through Chapter Approved. This is a pretty old book now, but they had a, there is. They had an article in here about Chaos cultists in 40k, and I saw a conversion which looked awful, but I kind of liked it, which is, if you can see that, because Chaos cultists made out of, I think those are Catachan legs, orc bodies and arms, and zombie heads. So I thought, that's a pretty bad looking conversion, but it's interesting, it's different. So I thought I'd give it a shot. I was in Games Workshop this weekend, and I picked up a box of orcs and zombies. The orcs had to be 40k orcs because he didn't have any fantasy orcs, he doesn't stock them. But that's not really an issue because I'm not going to use any of the guns, and the orcs' body and legs could go either way. They're not particularly futuristic. There's nothing in there that wouldn't look fantasy. So I started out chopping them up. Instead of Catachan legs, I used some zombie legs, but I also used some orc legs. But mostly I used Chaos Marauder legs that I had left over. I ended up with this, which is kind of my painting project today. I'm like, actually, looking at them on the camera, he looks a lot cooler on camera than he does in real life. So that's an orc body on Chaos Marauder legs, orc arm, zombie head, and initially I had them holding the weapons, so like orc axes and swords, and it looked too orky. And this is kind of an issue with conversions, is when you're converting a model, especially if all of your gaming is getting done in Games Workshop, you have to use Games Workshop parts. Like, you can't get away with anything else. It's using a part and trying to get rid of the things that make it recognisable. Orcs, one of the iconic things about orcs is especially their heads. Like, I couldn't get away with using any of their heads because it immediately just looked like orcs. The other thing is big hands. I didn't realise that that was such an iconic part of an orc. I was just looking at them and I was like, they're just like orcs on the wrong legs. So what I did was, as I chopped all the weapon blades off, chopped the hands off, and then just stuck the blades on the wrists. So you got the cool guy with the two scythes from the zombie kit there. And he doesn't look like an orc anymore. He looks like a big, broody, sort of mutated zombie creature. Some of the ones on zombie legs just look kind of ridiculous, but I kind of like it. Sort of off balance. He's got, it's like, this guy skipped leg day. Every day he skipped leg day. And Dopey here, as I call him, he sort of looks like he's going to sleep with zombie legs. So we started there. I thought, actually, those are some pretty cool conversions. I'm excited about painting them up. Ideas-wise, because as you say, they don't look particularly Slaanesh-y. They're not really going to fit in the army. They look great in a Khorne army. Like, get these guys, paint them up, cover them in blood. My idea is that there's a Slaanesh sorcerer who, as Slaanesh disappeared or was taken away, I need to read up on the fluff of what actually happened to Slaanesh. He used to be able to summon demonettes, but as the whole Slaanesh thing happened, he then found that he was unable to summon them. So what he did is he went out and he grabbed whatever humans he could find, and tried to mutate them using like alchemy and sorcery to make his own demonettes, basically. So that's why you've got mutated humans where he sort of chopped their hands off and put blades on them to be like demonette claws. So that was fairly simple. A rather bizarre conversion I did do was like a Siamese, can you say you can't, conjoined twin zombie there on Orc legs. And then I started thinking I could get really weird with this, conversions wise. And I put this guy together. Orc body, orc legs, because I had lots of orc legs. I stuck the zombie head on the orc body as I did. And then I thought, the orc arms are so big that they're like the width of a zombie's waist. So instead of sticking orc arms on the body, what if I just stuck the top halves of zombies where his arms should be? And I got that, which as far as a chaos conversion goes, kind of works. At the moment he's stuck in the unit of these guys. So they kind of go together in a unit. But I think eventually I might try and do an entire unit of these guys, and I don't know what they'd play as. But from there I was just like, ooh. And also chaos-wise, I thought it'd be interesting to mix up the base sizes within units. So having some big models. I built a guy out of an ogre. I don't know if I'm going to use him at some point, just to stick in a unit. So I started with that guy. Then I made a standard bearer, who probably is my favourite in the unit. After I was doing this sort of an arm is a zombie, half a zombie situation, I thought, what if one of his arms was the standard bearer and his other arm was the musician, which isn't at all modelling for advantage in Age of Sigmar, although it could be classed as that. But it's not intentionally seen as that. I just thought it was a cool idea. So there's this guy with a zombie blowing a horn on one arm and a zombie lifting the standard on the other arm, which I thought was he's definitely my favourite. And then I had to sort of, I thought the champion of the unit has to be one of those guys. So there's the champion of the unit with a he's actually got a plague bearer head with a ponytail from the Chaos Warrior kit, top knot from the Chaos Warrior kit. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to. That's what I'm gonna paint up this weekend, hopefully. And I'll show you. We'll put them in a future video as soon as they're done, so you can have a look at them. So get out there, get in your bits box, and do some weird conversions. Like, go really, if you're doing chaos, go really weird with your conversions. Like, don't just make the models how they're supposed to be, because that's not very chaos, is it? So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.